This is Maureen and Tony. Well, this is Tony and this is Maureen.
A lockdown video made to cheer up others while he was shielding.
But we're looking forward to seeing you once all this silliness is over.
Childminder Maureen Dines worked alongside her husband. She says the youngsters she looks after still talk about Tony, a man she describes as the love of her life and her best friend.
I'll never know the exact truth of what happened. Nobody knows if he hadn't contracted infections, whether he would have survived his cancer treatment, whether it would have been successful.
Tony, who had lymphoma, died in May 2021 at the Queen Elizabeth University Hospital. The previous September, the father of two had been admitted for a stem cell transplant. While in the ward, he twice contracted Aspergillus, an infection associated with dust and soil. The following March, Tony went back in for immunotherapy. Maureen didn't know at the time, but he developed another bacterial infection. The 63-year-old never came home.
He was told that his cancer treatment hadn't worked, and he said he wanted to go home. He went downhill really, really quickly, and within a day or two, he said he wanted to stay in the hospital, and I asked him why. And his speech wasn't great, and he said, because I feel safe. I think he'd be saddened that he wasn't told the truth.
Never did I think that I was going to find another infection in those notes that I had not been told about.
Months after Tony's funeral, this press conference prompted Maureen to question what happened and to review her husband's medical notes.
And I remember it as clear as day that I was in the kitchen and I ran in and rewound the news. And I thought, that's the same time as Tony. And I still didn't know what Aspergillus was then, and how many other people out there don't know. There was a note in the file and it said Public Health England, and I thought, that's really unusual. Why are we getting a test result from a laboratory in England and it said Stenotrophomonas multifida on it? And I was like, wow. So that was when I discovered that one.
10-year-old Millie Main contracted the same infection 4 years earlier at the Children's Hospital on the same site. NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde has now accepted that the hospital's water system probably caused some infections in child patients, but it has made no such admission in relation to adults. Both NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde and the Scottish Government have repeatedly denied there was political pressure to open the hospital campus before it was ready in 2015.
Counsel to the inquiry said on the 23rd of January in the summary there is no evidence of external pressure on NHS Greater Glasgow and Clyde to open the hospital early.
The First Minister was again pressed on this matter yesterday. The Scottish Labour leader has accused the First Minister of misleading Parliament.
I presented evidence that made clear that political pressure was being felt and no consideration was given to delay the opening of the hospital. And we now know that the hospital opened too early, leading to infections and deaths. In response, John Swinney fabricated a quote from the counsel to the inquiry. That is shameful.
The Scottish Government tonight denied this and maintained that the document raised by Mr Sarwar is not new. It said it has already been submitted to the inquiry for consideration. A spokesperson added, "We established this inquiry so families can get answers to their questions and the truth they deserve."
It feels as though we're still carrying about a huge, huge heavy weight on the shoulders. It's as if I'm constantly walking about with a backpack full of bricks. A lot of people keep saying, oh, that's the end, and I'm like, no. It's just really starting now.
No deadline has been set for the delivery of Lord Brodie's findings. Sharon Frew, STV News.